What is going on, you guys? John here, and in this video I'm going to share with you exactly how I took my Instagram from 2,000 followers in March last year to 300,000 by the end of the year. All real followers. I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial, exactly what you have to do, how to grow. And my intention here is to save you a lot of money. So you're not out there spending $1,000 or more on some social media growth hack or some type of social media advertising agency that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. And even if they do, they're charging an arm and a leg for it. I'm going to show you how you can grow this yourself. All I ask is please like, comment, and smash that subscribe button. Really want to grow this community, and I want to help a lot of people, and I want to get to know a lot of people. So with all that said, this is what you do not do. And basically this is exactly what I did in the beginning. That was a huge fail. First is I hired a company called Executive Mafia, which is like a subscription service. And how this works is you sign up, you're now in like a Telegram group. In this Telegram group, then you're in there with like 50 other people. And they'll say, okay, go tag all these people in there. So all these people go tag like Joe Rogan and Kim Kardashian and like all these other celebrities on your wall. So then you have 50 posts of all these random people on your wall. And the intention is supposed to boost your page up in the Instagram algorithm, and then people are supposed to see it on like an explore page, or maybe one of these celebrities will see it. Ridiculous, does not work, don't do it. Big waste of money, and even worse, a big waste of time. Spend probably 3-4 hours a day for 40 days doing it. And yeah, just don't do that, don't do that. Next thing I did that didn't work was I would go on other people's pages and go like everyone's comment. That also doesn't work, and it's kind of lame. So don't do that either. What does work is taking a step back from social media, really looking at Instagram as a whole, looking down on Instagram and saying like, okay, what is this it really? And a good way to look at it is it's like a high school, right? It's one big high school. That app, all it does is connect people with other people. So then the question is, how do you become a quote-unquote popular kid in school? Usually, you're friends with other people that are popular, right? Makes sense. But then the question is, why would those popular kids want to be friends with you if all of the rest of the kids in school want to be friends with the popular kids? How can you differentiate yourself? So I'm going to share with you what I did. What I did first was I found a guy, his name's Noah, super cool guy. We're still friends today. And he had a page. He sold the page, but he had a page, had like 85,000 followers at the time. And at the time I had like 2,000 maybe 2,500 and followers. And so I said, hey man, I love your content. You put out some really great content and it looks like you put a lot of time into it. I'd love to get to know you. Can we do an Insta Live? And so what an Insta Live is where I share my audience, he shares his, and we have basically like a conversation together and people can tune in and watch the live. So that happened, and during the live I was very complimentary. He really enjoyed stocks, so we talk about stocks and then in return talk about real estate, and it was a really good exchange. And what I did at the end was I said, if anyone wants a free business book, all you have to do is send me a DM and I'll hook you guys up. So I received maybe 30 DMs or 40 DMs, give or take. And everyone would message me, but the value is they'd have to go to my page. So they go to my page and they see the content, they decide, do I like it or don't I like it? And if they like it, they'll follow. And if they don't like it, they'll just take the book. So they send me the message and I'd say, hey, thanks so much for reaching out. Here's the book. And that's it. And if they were interested, again, they would support the page. But the real value here was if you're friends with one popular kid, that person will probably introduce you to other kids. And that's what he did. He brought me into a DM group. And what this is essentially, it's a private group with like 30 other influencers or 20 other influencers. They all have like 200,000-300,000 followers each. So you're sitting there thinking like, wow, this group as a whole controls 10 million or 20 million eyeballs. It's incredible. And if I'm friends with these people will likely support my page, and it's going to be pretty hard for me to fail. So then I started becoming friends with them, and I started sharing content that really resonated with me. I wouldn't share things just to share them. If they post something on real estate, something like in my area, I would say, hey, Steve, I really love that post. I'm going to share it if you don't mind. And of course they'd say, yeah, go ahead, thank you so much. And you post it, and then in the comments you'd say, hey, what do you guys think about Steve's post? I really enjoyed it because of this. And then other people would comment on it, and then a week or 2 weeks later you'd say, hey Steve, would you mind sharing a post of mine? And if they liked it, they would say sure. But the difference is they'd have 500,000 followers and you'd have 2,000 or 3,000 or 0, whatever it is. But you would gain a lot of eyes on your page because of them posting. Then I started realizing, wow, if one person will post on my page and I'd get 500 followers, what if I did it with 10 pages? What if I did it with 15 pages? Then I started really going crazy on it, and I'd say, okay, I'm just gonna post it across 15 pages, and I would pay these influencers to post ads for me at a really, really reduced price because I'd buy them as a package deal. I'd buy 5 posts at a time or 10 posts at a time, and the prices are ridiculously underpriced, honestly, so cheap. Where if you were to compare that same price in advertising to Facebook or Instagram, horrible. I advertised with Facebook, or better yet, Instagram once, and I spent $1,500, and it was like a $5 per follow transaction. So it was a really, really bad investment for me, but I wanted to test it and see, oh, hey, maybe this whole audience that's interested in real estate, that Instagram already knows is interested in real estate, will be likely to follow me. And it just didn't work. It didn't work. I wasn't satisfied with the results. So I really started spending money with influencer shout outs and having them share my content. Then what I started realizing is post content that's gonna really, really do well. Don't just post to post. You want people to see your post and say, oh, John just posted, he must have posted something good, because the guy doesn't post every single day. I know Gary Vee says post every day, but unless you have like a huge team of 40 people that can edit 1 million pieces of content every single day, just post things that are gonna really help your audience. They need to see your post and be excited to see it. So with that said, I'd only post a couple times a month, and I would respond to every single comment. If you even go back 3 months or 5 months, you look at any of my posts, it's rare that you'll see someone comment and me not respond to them. Even DMs. I probably get 30 or 40 DMs a day, maybe more now on Instagram. I respond to every single one of them. And the reason being is social media is there to be social. If these people are reaching out to you to ask you a question, they're reaching out and supporting your page, and you're not supporting them by responding, you're not going to have a long lifespan, because people will then go to someone else who will respond, who will give them the answers, and who will help them. So respond to your comments. And a really good quote is, an ego comes before a fall. What that means is, if the moment you start thinking you're important and cool, you're about to take a big L. You're about to take a big loss. People are going to then be like, okay, this guy's not that cool. He's kind of a douche. I'm just going to go to someone else. And that happened to me one time. I had 30,000 followers, and I reached out to this other guy who had 90,000 followers, also in real estate. And I'm not going to say the guy's name, but I reached out to him and I said, hey, my name is John. I'm in real estate, been in real estate for X, blah, blah, blah. And I would just go through the whole thing. It was like a 2-paragraph DM that I sent him. And I put a lot of time into this DM. And then at the end of it, I closed and said, I'd love to do an Insta Live with you. Maybe we can get to know each other. And who knows where we'll go from there. And the guy said one word back to me. He just said, perhaps. He responded, perhaps. I'm like, that guy's really lame. Never talked to the guy again. And I made it a point to pass him, to have more followers than him. Because I'm like, if that guy has that many followers, and he's like that with, a colleague or someone else that's in real estate, he probably treats his followers like crap too. And then I looked at his followers, and he wouldn't respond to anyone. He was just like a cool guy. So don't be a cool guy. Take care of your audience, put out really, really, really good content, help a lot of people, and only post things that you really understand. So if you're an accountant, post bits of content to where you can help people understand finance a little bit better, understand business a little bit better, to where when they're like, okay, I learned a little bit on that post, I'm gonna go to this guy's page, I'm gonna follow him because I'm gonna learn a lot more. If I did learn this much on just one post, I can learn so much more on this actual page. And they'll follow you. A lot of people don't want to follow hundreds and hundreds of people. They want to follow just the people that are going to help them, either their friends, family, or someone that's going to help them, an outside page. So with all that said, some things that you want to also kind of look out for is your strategy. If you're not spending money advertising, like how I spent money advertising, how I would do it. I had this conversation with a gentleman at the gym the other day. We're sitting in the sauna and he's like, hey, I'm a comedian. I want to grow my Instagram. I don't have a big budget. What do you recommend? And I said, okay, cool. So tell me about yourself. And he's telling me he's like doing stand-up in certain little clubs and tell me about his pitfalls and tell me how he could do better. And I said, what I would do if I were you is I'd only follow 50 people or 75 people, and I'd follow like 20 of my friends or whoever is like close to me, but I'd follow 50 people that are also comedians that are not all the way up here. They're not like Dave Chappelle's and the Kevin Hart's and stuff like that. They're people that are kind of climbing up gradually that put out really good content. And I'd follow all them. I'd turn on my post notifications. So the moment they'd post, I'd get alerted that they just posted. And then I would go watch the whole video. And then I'd leave like a 2-paragraph comment about everything that I learned, everything that I enjoyed, and really create a lot of value on that post. Odds are other people are then going to like it. They're going to now see your comment and they're more susceptible to following you. But even more importantly, that influencer realizes that you actually watched his content and supported him and you were one of the first ones. And you do that every single post for like 3 months. This guy or girl is going to know exactly who you are because everyone pays attention to the first 10 or 20 comments. Once you have 200, it gets hard to remember everybody. So you do that every single post for the first 2-3 months, then send that person a DM and say, hey, I loved your post about this. Where did you get the inspiration for that? And they'll respond back and say, oh, I went to the carnival and this person did this and that person did that. And I thought about this because of that. Like, oh, okay, cool. Thank you so much for sharing. End it. And then continue doing it for another month or 2 months and then post something after you put a lot of work into like this piece. Post it and then send it to that person and say, hey, I'd love your opinion on this. I put a lot of work in. I really respect the way that you see comedy. I'd love to ask you, how do you think I could have done this better? And then this person already knows you, already likes you, you're supporting their page. They're more likely to go comment on your page and maybe even follow you. But you do that with 20 or 30 or 40 other comedians that are not huge, not, 5 million, 10 million followers, but maybe they have 50,000, maybe 100,000, 150,000. These people are going to really pay attention to you. And you're going to end up gaining a lot of friends in that niche. And who knows, possible collaborations. Maybe you go do a skit with them, or maybe they introduce you to someone else. You just never know how it works. But that's really what you have to do. You have to connect with other people. Hiring some outside agency to post kind of irrelevant information that they think is going to go viral. How much Jeff Bezos makes an hour, or something like kind of ridiculous that no one really cares about. Let's just be real. No one cares how much Bill Gates makes a week. It doesn't really help anyone. It's like, okay, great. That just makes me feel bad about myself because I don't make that. So post things that actually help people. And I really think building a brand, if your goal is to build a brand, have your face out there, you should do that. Because as these apps transition, once Instagram goes away and YouTube goes away, you want to be able to take your audience and say, hey, I'm going to go over to TikTok now. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this now. If you guys want to follow me, I would love for you to follow me because I'm going to be doing some really great content there. And it's going to be more of an easy transition, whereas if you've never posted your face ever on social media, then to say, hey, I'm going to go to TikTok now. No one's going to follow you because they're going to say, okay, like I don't even know this guy or this girl. Why am I going to go there? I'm just going to start fresh and I'll figure it out over on that platform. So build a brand, help people, and really create value. You should ask yourself, if this person sees my content, is it going to improve their life? So for me, it was real estate content, and I would take like what would normally take a 15 or 20 minute YouTube video, and I would compress it down to a minute. So they'd watch it and be like, okay, I fully understand. Now I know real estate better because I've followed at ThisisJohnWilliams. And so then they're more likely to tag their friends, and it just grows and grows and grows. So with all that said, that's pretty much how I grew my Instagram, is influencer ads, commenting every single person that commented on my page, responding to all DMs, and connecting with other people and really just focusing on the consumer, focusing on the other person. Because when you focus on the other person, that person is going to be more likely to focus on you. So with all that said, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.